That was something. Okay. Okay, we're going to start off the second half of the show by doing our Name That Noir contest. And we have a fabulous contestant this evening. Please come on up. That's the dress for Noir City. Okay, good to see you, dear. Mystery guest, sign in, please.
My name is Jennifer Spain Green, a Noir City denizen.
Yes, very good. And tonight you are playing for a Warner Archive Collection Blu-ray of Fritz Lang's While the City Sleeps. Okay, this has a superlative all-star cast: Ida Lupino, Dana Andrews, Vincent Price, Rhonda Fleming. We could go on and on. You were here last night. You know the drill. You're gonna win, maybe. Maybe. But I'm gonna let you hold that while I reach into my pocket to get tonight's question. I actually write these out. Can you believe it?
I keep the card.
Oh, you want to keep the card? Okay, very good. Okay, here we go. The co-star of tonight's film, Edmund O'Brien, has appeared in numerous noir films. The first of these, made in 1946, was based on a short story by Ernest Hemingway. It is often called the Citizen Kane of film noir. Can you name that noir? By the end of the week, when I get to that part, I'm going to have the audience has to shout out, "Name that noir!" Okay. See, I'm pulling a fast one on you because I'm referring to this film as an Edmund O'Brien film, whereas everyone else in the world thinks of it as the debut of Burt Lancaster. Even though it's not. But they tend to think of it as that. Oh, see you.
Shout out.
This is good. I'm sure there are a lot of people in the audience who can help you. If I told you... Wait, I think, are you officially, it looks to me like you're phoning a friend.
I am phoning a friend.
Yeah, okay. All right, I know there are a lot of friends in this audience, so what is the answer? The Killers! Well, that's kind of unanimous. Okay, and the answer is?
A movable feast.
Yes, anyway, a movable feast. Fantastic. No, very good. It is in fact the Killers. There you go. Also, Burt Lancaster and Ava Gardner, of course, were hot as hot could be in that movie, which is why no one remembers that Edmund O'Brien is even in the film. Yes, he is. He is the insurance investigator that works through the whole movie, and that's why they call it the Citizen Kane of film noir, because he's tracking down, right, through the whole narrative, like, why did this guy not run when they came to kill him, right? That was the whole thing. Jennifer, you are fabulous. You look magnificent. Thank you. Your face is so familiar to me now because I see you come to this thing all the time. And she came to San Francisco as well. Down in San Francisco. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you very much, Jennifer. I appreciate you playing tonight. Okay, the fun is over now. I don't know if anybody saw when I presented this film, Angel Face, on Turner Classic Movies on Noir Alley. I don't know how long ago, months ago now. But you're going to pretty much get the same introduction because it's kind of mind-boggling. So the story behind this movie, years ago, I'm going to say 20 years ago, I showed this film at the Egyptian Theater in Los Angeles before there was a Noir City. It was just back alleys and side streets, you know, the Festival of Film Noir that I programmed at the Egyptian Theater in Hollywood. And we were lucky enough to have Gene Simmons come out to the screening of Angel Face and agree to do an interview after the film. And it was mind-boggling because, first off, it's really cool when you're sitting there in the theater next to the actress who's starring in one of your favorite films. And she started crying in the theater and then said, "I can't watch it. I just cannot watch it." And she went back into the green room, and I went with her, and she ate a Big Mac and fries and chain smoked like a bandit. And And afterwards, in the interview, she explained that this was such a horrible experience for her, making this film, that it was just impossible for her to watch any of it again. But she was polite enough to come out and do the interview. And the reason it was so difficult for her is because at the time she made this movie, she is English, and she became a big star in England when she was still a teenager, and came to the United States and didn't really understand the lay of the land. And she agreed to a 7-picture deal, I can't remember now, with Howard Hughes. And this was a nightmare. And she married another British actor, Stuart Granger, and Gene Simmons told me, in all seriousness, that she and Stu would sit on their balcony at night at cocktail time and plot his murder, and plot the murder of Howard Hughes, because he made life so incredibly miserable for her. She just, Howard Hughes had a reputation for Howard and his harem and all of these dark-haired beauties that he would keep under contract and under his control. And she bristled at this because it didn't seem to matter to Howard Hughes that she was married at the time. And so what ended up happening was she sued. Because she was told that the way you beat Howard Hughes is you sue him because he'll never show up in court. Because he's a germaphobe, he hates associating with people in public, and he will just settle. And she won this contract dispute. But she had to make 2 more pictures for Howard Hughes to fulfill her contract. And one of these was made in Europe, and it took a long time to shoot. And she had a termination date in this deal, in this court deal. And she thought she was out of the woods, but there were still 20 days left before the termination of that contract. And Howard Hughes put another film into production, the movie that you are about to see. He pulled a script out of the files at RKO that was called, believe it or not, Murder Story. You can't get more generic than that, right? A Murder Story by Chester Erskine. It was rewritten by Oscar Muller and Frank Nugent and turned into something very, very dark, but not as dark as the production of the movie itself, because Preminger went to Darryl Zanuck and said, I want you to loan me Otto Preminger to direct this film. And the reason was because Preminger had a horrible reputation dealing with actresses. He was merciless and mean to the actresses. And Howard Hughes simply said to Otto Preminger, I want you to destroy her. And the production of this film was a nightmare for Gene Simmons. She is wearing a wig in the film because Howard Hughes said, we want to try something new with your hair, and she actually thought she could get off the film if she just cut her hair off, which she did. And then you can see in the production there are like expenses for black wig, $400, and second black wig, $400. And her favorite story for making the movie, of course, is when there's a scene, Robert Mitchum and Gene Simmons meet Noir in this film. As opposed to meeting cute in a romantic comedy, they meet Noir, which involves people who will fall passionately in love, slapping each other in the face upon their first sighting of each other, which is what happens in the film. And Otto Preminger insisted on rehearsing it, and then take after take of Mitchum slapping Gene Simmons in the face, until Mitchum walked over to Otto Preminger and slapped him in the face and said, you mean like that, Otto? Which is why Gene Simmons loved Robert Mitchum. And basically, he got her through this whole ordeal of making the film. Now, having said all of that, it's a fantastic movie. And Otto Preminger's direction is sublime in this film. And Gene Simmons is one of my top 5 femme fatales of all time. in this movie, and gals, you get Robert Mitchum, okay? So, which is pretty freaking great, I gotta say. And it has one of the bleakest, darkest endings of any movie in noir, which we love, which fills my heart with joy when I see an ending so absolutely miserable. It's like, yes! So there is a sad story behind the making of this film, but through all these ordeals, a really terrific movie emerged. And I hope some of you have not seen this film. How many people have not seen this movie before? Okay, fantastic. You guys are in for a real sick treat. You came to the right place if you like it dark and miserable and with absolutely no hope at all. That's what you get with Angel Face.